Okay, chain conditions in Python allow us to create a more complex decision making logic by using Python operators like and, or, not, equal to, and these operators are provided by to us by Python. Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel, where we have been on the Python for Beginners series, and today we'll be talking about chain conditions in Python. Now, chain condition, like I said, allows to make a more complex decision making process logic by using operators provided by Python, and we will be looking at some of those operators in this video. So the first thing we are going to look at is a AND operator. So let's say we are going to build let's say AND operator, the AND operator. Okay, so we are going to use a login feature as an example. So we are building a login feature that allows users to use their username and password, or username and email. So how are we going to do that? So we start with it, and so we have a variable that's a user name, users underscore name, which will be equal to true. Remember, we are dealing with a boolean condition, so it's going to be a boolean condition. Then we say email, okay, email, which will be also equal to true. Okay, then password, so the password will also be equal to true. Okay, now if the user has an email address and he has a password, allow the person. So we'll say if email, okay, and password, okay, and password oh damn, and password, then you should print login successfully. Okay, we'll say login successfully. Okay, and in the case where the user doesn't have an email address or a password, okay, let me kill this terminal. So in the case where the user doesn't have an email address or a password, or the email is incorrect and the password is incorrect, what happens? We tell the user you are not allowed here. So we say print you are not allowed here. Okay, so you are not allowed here. Okay, so when we run this code, it's going to tell us, okay, when we run the code, it's going to print for us login successfully. Okay, why is it saying so? Because the email is true and the password is true. So the AND operator, the function of the AND operator is to return true when the both of them are true. So if one of them is not true, the code will not run successfully. So if we change our password to false, for example, we change it to false. If we change our password to false, okay, and we run the code, what do we get? We said you are not allowed here. Okay, you can see that printed here, you are not allowed here. So that's what the AND operator does. Both of them must be true, must be correct. So if what we provided here and here is not what is in our database, for example, then the user will not be allowed. But if it is, then the user will be allowed. And the both of them must make sure that they are true, they are correct. Okay, how about in a situation where we want to use the OR operator? Okay, so in the case of the OR operator, we will have to use something like this, the OR operator. Okay, now the OR operator returns true if one of the condition is true. So what do we mean by this? So in this situation, we can ask the user to either use their email or their username. Okay, so we can say if username, okay, or password or email address, okay, or email, then print. You can tell the person to proceed to enter his password. Okay, enter your password. Okay, you can tell the person to proceed to log in or enter your password. So you say enter your password. Okay, now so else we say else we are asking the user wrong details. So we say print to the user wrong details. Okay, so this is what happens when you have an email or password. Okay, so we are telling the user enter your password, but what if the username and the password is not true? So the or operator basically is to allow one of them to be true. So in the situation where both of them are true, the code will run. In the situation where both of them are false, the code will not run. It will not ask the user to enter their password. So let's change our email and username. Okay, so we are changing our username to false. Okay, so the both of them is going to be false. Okay, false. Okay, so when we now run our code, what do we get? We now get wrong details. Why? Because the both of them are false. So the difference between the AND operator and the OR operator is that the AND operator allow the two conditions you provided to be true, to be correct before the code can run. In a situation where the email is not correct and the password is not correct, it cannot work. Or the email is correct and the password is correct, it cannot go. But the OR operator on the other hand allow that either the username is correct or the email is correct. So in the situation where you are going to provide your username or email address, it must be correct. The both of them should be correct. In a situation where both of them are correct, the code are the same or they are correct, the code will run. In a situation where one of them is correct, the code will run. But in a situation where both of them are not correct, the OR operator makes sure that the both of them the code, they will not proceed the user to the login to enter their password. So this is how the AND and the OR operators work. Now what about in a situation where we want to combine the AND and the OR operator? We can do something like this. So we can combine the AND and the OR operator. So where we can say if, so remember, because the AND the OR operator check for two conditions and check that one of the condition is true, we are going to wrap them in a bracket. So we now say username or password. Okay, or password, and username or email and password. Okay, and password. Then we do it like this. So we have our A. Okay, then we now print we'll now print to the user welcome on board. Okay, welcome on board. All right, okay, I think there should be R here. All right, so and what if none of them or none of the three conditions are true? So we'll now say else. Okay, else we'll tell the user we'll tell the user go back home. Okay, tell the user go back home. So go back home. Alright, so this is how the AND and the OR operator can work together. So if we run this code, for example, we are going to get go back home. Why? Because the AND operator, our username is false, the email is false, and the password is false, so it's not going to allow them to log in. Okay, remember that either the username is true or the email is true. One of them has to be true, and then the password has to be true. So, and then, but in this case, all of them are not true, they are all false. That's why it's telling us to go back home. So let's change the password to true. Let's change the password to true. So if all of them are true, for example, the code will run. Okay, if they put all of them are true, the code will run. So if we say true, okay, and we run the code again, it is going to say welcome on board. Okay, it's going to give us welcome on board. All right, now, so you must know that the username, the email, is what the OR operator is checking that one of them is true. So in the situation where the email is false and the username is false, the code will not run. It will say go back home. Okay, so this is how to use a chain condition in Python, where we are combining the OR operator and the AND operator. Now let's proceed to check the NOT operator. Now the NOT operator is similar. Okay, so I'll show the two difference between the NOT. You can use something like this, the NOT operator like this, okay, and like this, not equal to. Okay, so how does it work? So in this case, now whenever you are using the NOT operator, you must know that it's a very tricky one, especially when you don't really understand. So it's a logical operator, so you must understand what you want to do and why you want to use it, and most of the time it's not really useful. I can't tell, depending on the requirement of your program, the requirement of your project. All right, let's see how it works. So when we say, let's say we have a user ID. Okay, we have a user ID, but we want to check that it is the user. Okay, so if we say user ID equal to username, okay, so in this case we are saying not username. So we are saying that it is not this username that has this user ID. Now let me explain again. I said the not operator return false when it is true, and return true when the condition is false. I repeat, the not operator return false when the condition is true, and return true when the condition is false. So take for example, our password is true, so let me use password here. Okay, our username is true. Okay, our username is true here, so let me print user ID. Let me print user ID. So by printing user ID here, okay, user ID, so and then we run our code, it's going to give us a false, okay, that it is not user ID. Why? Because the condition is true. Okay, so if we change it to false, for example, okay, we are using a username, so if we change username to false like this, okay, if we change username to false and we run the code again, we are going to get true. Okay, so the not operator checks for when the condition is true and return false, and check for false when check for true when the condition is true, return false, and when the condition is false, return true. All right, let's proceed to check another not operator. Okay, so this time around, let's say we are comparing two things. Okay, we can't okay, let me use number here. Permit me to use number here. So I will say what do I call this one? Okay, let me say credit unit. So I'll say credit unit. Okay, if you are into fintech, you understand. So credit unit is what is used to find out whether you can actually, you have what it takes to be able to borrow. So in this case, we are trying to check if the user credit limit. So I'll just say 5.0 for example. Okay, so 5.0. So I'm now checking that. Okay, and then I will now say is this example going to help me here? Okay, let me use salary. Okay, the salary is equal to 45,000 here. Okay, 45,000, and the money he wants to borrow, amount to borrow. Okay, amount to borrow will be equal to let's say 100,000. She too like money. 1 2 3. All right, so we want to compare that these two values are equal and if not equal to. So in this case, we are saying the salary. So I'll say answer, for example. I'll say answer, so I'll say salary equal to, okay, equal to amount borrowed. Okay, now you know this is wrong. Okay, because there's no way 45,000 is equal to 100,000. So if we now print our answer now, if we print our answer and we run the code, okay, and we run the code, oh sorry, it's returning false for us because there's no way that this 45,000 is equals to 100,000. Okay, but if we say it's not equal to, okay, we say it's not equal to, it's going to return true for us because 45,000 is not equal to 100,000. And this not and these two, this the not and this not equal to, they are all playing the same thing but in different situations. So you must know when you want to use them, okay, and how they work. Okay, remember that the not operator is checking, okay, for a condition whether it is true and tell you it is false, and tell you false when it is true. Meanwhile, this one is checking if what you have is equal to what you have available. Okay, so if you have your salary is 45,000 and you want to borrow 100,000 naira, and then we build a loan app that is checking that, okay, if your salary is 45,000, can you borrow 100,000? You know it's not possible. At least the reasonable for us. Okay, so it's not possible. Okay, so it's not equal to. Now the last we want to check is the is, okay, the in and the is not. Okay, now the in, okay, and is not is used when you are dealing with data structure. Okay, so let's say we have a list, so I'll call it a list, which will be equal to which name will I call here? Because let's say Lecon, Ibrahim. Okay, now we say Shioma. I will call Shioma. Okay, Shioma. So, and then let's add two more. So this time we say Joy. Then we say who else? Let's call John. Okay, these guys borrow money a lot. Okay, so we want to check that they are the ones that have borrowed so far. Okay, and want to check if these people that are borrowed exist in our list. Okay, so we have a list and want to compare that they already exist in the list of people that have borrowed. So how do we do it? We'll now create a variable, let's say result. So let's create a variable result. Then we'll now say is lecor in this okay, is lecor in this here, so we'll now say lecor, okay, let's now say lecor in lists. Okay, so when we now print our lists, when we print our result, what we should be having is true. Okay, result. Okay, so let's run our code and let's see what we got. Okay, so it's telling us true. Why? Because lecor exists. But let me change the letter L to small letter l. What happened? Now it's going to return false because letter L is not the same with small letter l. Capital letter L is not the same thing with small letter l in programming. All of them have ASCII. They have a special number under the hood that is telling the computer that okay, this is what this person is. This is what this letter represents. This is the number this letter represents. So the lecor, the L in the capital letter has a different ASCII number from the small letter L. Alright, when we go deeper in this, I will explain more on that, but for now the small letter is not the same with the capital letter. Okay, so we now say, so we are using the in operator to check if a value exists in a list. Okay, if a value exists in a list, and then let's look at is not. Okay, so is not is the opposite of in, so you are now saying you are checking if it is there. Okay, so if we run this code, what do you think we'll get? We'll get false. Okay, sorry, we'll get true. Okay, so remember, is going to return is not different from what we check here. So this not is return true when it is false and return false when it is true. So if we now say James, now do we have James in the list? No. So let me say James, and then let's see what is returning to us. Okay, so don't forget the not operator. So it's going to return to us true. Okay, and you can see that lecor is, James is not here. Okay, all right, so this is basically how to use Python operators. Okay, how to use chain conditions in Python. Okay, with different operator. We have taken a look at the AND operator, the OR operator, the combining OR and AND operator, and then using the NOT operator, equal to operator and not equal to operator. Okay, so lastly, let me explain. Let me use so if we are building a loan app, for example, like I said, and then we're trying to check if the age and the income. Okay, so we can say there's an age variable that is equal to 18 by law you should be older than 18 before you can borrow, in Nigeria. Alright, so we are now checking if the age, then we have the income here. Okay, we have the salary of 45,000. So we are now saying if age is greater than, is greater than 25. Carry away. Okay, is greater than 25, for example, and the salary, and the salary is greater than how much he wants to borrow. Let's say he wants to borrow 300,000. Imagine your salary is 45, but you are borrowing 300,000. So, and it's greater than 300,000. We are telling the user that you cannot get what you want. So we are telling the user not available at this time. Not available at this time. Not available at this time. So, and then else we are telling the user that print uh, increase your earning. Okay, increase your earning. All right, so this is how the AND operator. So when we run this code, let me kill it. Okay, let me just open this. Okay, so when we run this, okay, invalid syntax. Sorry, let me kill this terminal. Okay, so let's run again. Let's go again. Okay, so we are telling the user to increase his or her earning. Okay, why? Because it's the age is above 25 and salary above 300,000. okay, so this is how to use the AND operator in Python. Okay, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share the good news. Thank you, and see you some other time. Bye bye.